Welcome to Ish I Saw on TikTok. In this series, we look at TikToks and some stitched responses where something very prevalent in dating today is discussed. Then finally, I'll provide my commentary at the end of just me being myself, unfiltered and unadulterated. Hi, I'm Janelle, the relationship coach behind The Successful Invisible. I work with successful, savvy, wonderful, professional Black women, single professional Black women who are 35 plus and are seeking just better dating options and have no clue where to start. Check out my links below if you're interested in working with me one-on-one or in a group coach setting. The goal of exploring some of these TikToks is to spark discussion and help you to develop more awareness, including self-awareness, in some of the patterns you've either engaged in or allow in your own dating life. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Okay, so you're a deadbeat.
No, really, not really, but
no, yes, really you are. You're a deadbeat. You're a deadbeat. You want a beautiful woman for free.
How come other guys get it free, Kevin?
We're not worried about other guys. We're talking about you, Nicholas. You came in here talking about whether gynocracy is an error, and you're a deadbeat. You just don't want to pay for it. You want it for free, i.e. you're a deadbeat. And your only standard is like, well, other guys can get it for free. Yeah, but they may be paying with a currency you don't have. It's called like social skills.
Oh!
They're paying for it. They're just not paying for it with the money. See, the problem is you. And I don't like cheap men who try to blame their problems on other things. You can be cheap, but you can't say you want beautiful women for free. You can say that, but you don't get them. You're going to pay sooner or later.
that's what the females tell me all about, Kevin.
See, the problem is you lied. You said the gynocracy, and that's an outright lie. See, guys like you will come into my chat room talking about these women and these strags and these systems and this and that. And I've just shown through asking you questions that you are no better than the women you talk about in this regard. You're being disingenuous, sir. You don't want to build the resume. You don't want to actually have it where it counts to have the real leverage. You want her to respect your masculinity and your manhood because you have a penis and an XY chromosome. It don't work that way. Women respect resources. You can't check a bitch because you got nothing to check with. The only place you dominate is in the bedroom. Dominate on the balance sheet. Dominate on your wallet, which is your accomplishments. Any woman that you choose to deal with, her money should be no good with you if you're 100% man. You pay everything. Why? Because it keeps her in her feminine when she's with you. I don't give a shit. The women I deal with, they know I don't care what you do when you're not with me. Well, you don't even tell you about the guy. I don't care. All I care is how you operate when you're here. Will that be the way it is always? No. Eventually, I'm going to pick one. I don't want a rotation for the rest of my life. Yourself. You definitely want to avoid these type of men, these type of people, but in particular these type of men wherever you see them. Trust me, no questions, no suggestions. When they peek their head up and when you see them, believe in who they are the first time. The first one is you want to avoid the cheap guy. Look here, man. Money is currency and currency flows. I can use all the nice little cliches and catchphrases, but the bottom line is this, man. Nobody likes being around a cheap guy. Cheap men suck. Men hate cheap men. I tell you, one of the worst things as a dude is going out with that guy to where when it's time for him to buy the round of drinks, he goes to the bathroom, or it's time for him to leave. You get a text or whatever. Nothing worse than when you go out to dinner and there's 6 of you and you decide, let's just split the check 6 ways. And he's like, no, I didn't have a drink, I had water. No one likes a cheap man. Here's the thing. You don't have to know why they're cheap, but if just avoid them. whatever reason they have, they're frugal, rich dad, poor dad, whatever bullshit excuse. It's usually some bullshit. See, they're cheap. They don't mind you spending your money on them. They don't want to spend their money on you. Avoid these people. Trust me, there's something wrong and it's going to come up later. It's going to rear its ugly head. The cheap guy. Next guy to avoid is the angry dude. Angry, upset. I mean, always upset. Cat Williams. Didn't you wake up in the morning banging on bacon? Yeah, that guy. Look, man, sure, things go wrong in life, but to be around a perpetual energy vampire, somebody who's always just negative, draining you of energy, draining you of just negative, bringing all that toxic shit to the space, man, bro, just avoid them. Nobody likes these angry people, and they're generally angry because they're losers. They're losers and they failed at something, and they want to actually make you feel their pain. Angry people, a whole nother section, but avoid the cheap guy and the lonely guy. I mean, the cheap guy and the angry guy. The next guy, the lonely loser. The lonely loser. This is the guy who lives by himself. He's probably making, high 5 figures, low 6 figures, but never can keep anybody around. All he does is work home. Every time you ask this person about a relationship or a situation or whatever, it's always the other person's fault. It's always, woe is me, I stumped my toe. Just these people are toxic. They're toxic and they're draining. The lonely losers are more seductive because they make you feel sad for them. They're like, oh man, poor guy, man, he's had it hard. But you're gonna realize they're there for a reason. The lonely losers, what you're gonna find is a lot of these personalities are toxic. They're toxic and they're highly manipulative. But there's a reason these people are alone. The lonely loser, don't fall for it. Avoid them. When you see them that way, bounce. The lonely loser is the most dangerous of them all because they can get closest to good people. They can disarm you because they come across as harmless. Oh no, but you tell, anytime you turn your back on a lonely loser, you cut them off, you don't want to deal with them, this is the person, if this is the woman, she's going to kill your car. This is the person, this is the guy that's going to stalk you. He going to act like a straight up chick. I'm serious. Lonely losers, and there are a lot of these guys that they running around. Avoid these guys. All you got to do is look in their relationship, in their history, and they have nothing. If they're living at home, still living at home with mama, and can't tell you about the last time they actually had a girlfriend. I don't mean the last time they had sex. I mean the last time they had a girlfriend. They claimed him on Facebook. That's right. If she ain't claiming you on Facebook, it don't count. The next, avoid the skeptic. Let me grab a little soup. Avoid the skeptic. The skeptic, there's a conspiracy. There's always something. The coronavirus was started by the Martians to get us to evacuate Earth so they could come over and take it. 2 + 2 is 4. Well, no, not always. Sometimes it's 3 + 1. The skeptic is the contrarian. This is the person that always want to play devil's advocate. They're always wanting to, well, let me just take the other side. They want to continue to be in conflict. Now, I like to debate just like anybody else, but sometimes you just want to relax. But the skeptic, they're always a problem. And these are the people that are open to like flat earth and, conspiracy theories and all kind of they spend so much time on silly stuff. This is the person they make 3 lefts instead of 1 right. I'm gonna just go left, I'm gonna go left, I'm gonna go left again. Why don't you just go right? No, man, I'm gonna go left. Just go right. No, man, I'm gonna do this left. Get away from the skeptic. And the last one that I'm gonna talk about is the goalkeeper, the scorekeeper. The one that keeps score. This one and the cheapskate tend to kind of hang around together. This is the person to where, you get a pizza and you eating pizza and they eat pizza. And next thing you know, hey man, the last time we had eat pizza, man, you ate 5 slices and I only got 3. So I should get like 6 slices this time. Excuse me. The scorekeeper, the scorekeeper is worse because they're the ones that they'll keep it quiet for the longest. They're usually passive aggressive. They just kind of go along, and then all of a sudden, when something happens, there's a conflict, or they get upset, then they start running down everything they've ever done for you, everything they've ever given you, everything. And even worse, they start counting stuff that they did that's just normal stuff. Like, oh, wait, well, remember I paid for this, I paid for that. Well, that was your bill. They start thinking just because they did something, these people are really entitled. And honestly, scorekeepers and goalkeepers are like horrible customers or clients. These are the people who always are trying to get some shit for free, trying to get a hookup on something, always trying to get refunds and this and that. I mean, if you see a person that's always trying to scam the system, and there's always a good reason. Well, the reason I'm doing it is because they did that. Goalkeepers, scorekeepers. I mean, who wants to deal with these kind of people? Because at the end of the day, what you're going to see with all these personalities, all these kind of guys, is they're toxic. They're toxic. Many of them are passive aggressive. What they're all alone, and they're alone for a good reason. You don't need to understand a dadgum thing about any of them. All you need to know is once you see these behaviors, get out. Do not think you're going to change any of these people. They are this way because they want to be this way. You're not going to have a good impact on them. You're not going to have a good influence on them. None of that stuff. You get around these people and they're going to drag you down to their level and kick your butt with experience. Do yourself a favor. Get ghost. Be like the road runner. Beep, beep. Get out, bro. Get out. Ladies, you spot these guys? Get out. And if you have friends or female friends like this, get out. These personalities are bad in anybody, but they're really bad in men. Because honestly, they're beta male biatches. That's really what it is, beta male biatches. There's no way that these kind of folks are CIA, confident, intelligent, and assertive. If there's an issue with somebody, they'll assert. And see, the angry one tends to look like they're assertive because they're always loud and boisterous, but rarely do they actually address the real issue or people who's really doing something to them. Bottom line, get away from them all. Trust me, you'll be glad you did. All right, man. Thank you for joining Patreon. Thank you for supporting the channel, guys. I appreciate it. Your Godfather is out. I want to hear shit from you talking about you being broke. If you're not working in 60 hours minimum a week that you're getting paid for, turn off YouTube, Instagram, whatever, and get your ass out there. Go down there and work at McDonald's, Circle K, get you a job. I don't care about your pride. You can't be proud and broke at the same time. Go work, and then you take that money you make from your part-time job, invest some of it, invest most, and take half of it, invest it to your future.
I look like a tiger, but I have the mindset of a lion. Like I'm struggling with that.
You're 27. You're neither.
I'm neither. How do I prepare?
What? You're 27. Prepare to what? Be a lion? To run a pride?
No.
You're not ready. Are you ready to be a husband?
Mentally, I would say I'm like 70%.
Look here, man. See, the fact of the matter that you even had to split this into categories says no. Why can't you just accept the fact that you're not ready?
Yeah, I know I'm not ready.
Then get out of the conversation. You're not in a husband relationship conversation. So why are you trying to get women to look at you in a way that you're not?
Because those are my goals for the future, and I understand.
Mother French toast. I don't care about your future. It's 8 years away.
Okay.
What does your daddy say about it?
What's that? My dad?
What does your dad say about this stuff?
I don't speak to my father.
Thank you. Because you're going at this conversation like a
Really? I'm
like
not
a woman. Because how many times I've had to raise my voice and got to a place where I'm chastising because I've told you, you're not ready yet.
I understand that,
You're
Kevin.
trying,
I'm
and
not
this is what
really.
happens to so many young black men because we don't have fathers and we're not juniors. We are trying to become men before time, and we think we're trying to do all this stuff too soon. You're not ready.
I
It's a
understand that,
goal of
Kevin.
yours. If you're in the
Uh,
fourth grade and the goal of yours is to go to college, you don't start filling out applications. Guys, there is nothing wrong with not being ready. Second, I need you to have another part-time job because you're making $14 an hour at McDonald's. You can go over to On Q or a convenience store and make another $14 an hour. $14 an hour one place is $28,000 one year. Then another 14, that's $42,000. Then you can actually be in a position to move out of your mama's house, move into an all-furnished apartment, get you a little sugar shaker or a bike, and get out there and start doing something. See, men, we have to work. I cannot hear that I'm broke, and then you're only working 40 hours a week. That does not compute with me. You gotta work. I only want you in the house sleeping, showering, and on the bathroom. There's no reason to be at home. You gotta get the work done because here's the thing. Do that for at least 5 years. Put your head down, work your butt off, and you will look up and the rest of your life will be brighter possibilities. You have more potential and brighter possibilities you ever thought you could have. Or if you continue to do what you do, you're going to continue to get what you got, and now you'll have no one else to blame but yourself because at least now you've been given the direction. David, what's going on? What you got for me?
How you doing, Kevin? Can you hear me?
I can. Alexander in TFL World, I see you in the waiting room. Go ahead, man.
Okay, sorry about that.
You're the sales
Definitely.
guy, right?
Yeah, I work for Sprint, do sales and things like that. And I noticed that even though I outwork a lot of the other agents, I don't have that same gusto, or I guess, we're speaking to opposite success. I don't have that appeal. And I noticed that a lot in my life, being shorter, not blaming, but being shorter.
How tall are you?
I'm only 5'5".
Super Slide's 5'5" and gets plenty of ass.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to use that as an excuse either. But
So you're in sales?
Yeah, I'm in sales.
Are you in outside sales?
In store, selling our actual phones. I'm
Okay.
also training to do for businesses and things like that.
Okay. So you're in inside sales. You're 38?
Yeah, just turned.
What kind
it,
of
I'm
shape
saying.
are you?
I'm overweight, working on it right now.
Okay. You got two struggles already. You can't be short and fat.
Yeah,
2 strikes. You gotta pick a struggle.
that's true.
Super Slide's 5'5", but he's yoked. You know that. Why are you short and fat?
Mm-hmm.
Why? You know women don't. Why?
I just
You're not rich. You can't be short and fat.
Yeah.
How much? About how much do you make a year?
40,000.
And how old are you? Almost 40. So you're under. So 40 years. So you're underemployed too.
Yeah.
All right, bro. So short. Don't have to worry about that. But your weight and your money fuck with your confidence.
Wow.
But the thing is, dude, this is not new information to you. Big dick?
Huh?
You have a big dick?
I mean, it's above average. I ain't know Ron Jeremy.
No. I asked you if you had a big dick. I didn't say it was above average.
I don't know what that is, really.
Nigga, you know if you got a big dick or not. Stop the bullshit. Every dude know whether or not he got a big dick. I know I got a big dick. You don't know?
I mean,
You don't have a big dick. That's the point. One thing I would tell you with men, when a man is moving like a man, looking like a man, dressing like a man, smelling like a man, he tends to carry himself and do the shit that he needs to do. When you're dressed like a boy, smelling like a boy, you tend to do boy shit.
Let's jump into my favorite part of all of the content I post on YouTube, and that's just my thoughts, where I get to kind of express what I feel about whatever we have read or gone over. So let's get into it. All right. I really was excited to clip these particular videos that I'm doing this week, that I'm posting this week, about men addressing men's attitudes in dating. And I kicked it off, and I really wanted to use Kevin Samuels for an example, because I know he's an extremely controversial figure within dating modern times, especially within the Black community. And one of the things that I will admit, I was not a big fan of Kevin Samuels, and I do think he said some very terrible things about women, about Black women, about women in their weight. Like, he said some very problematic and unkind things. But what I found interesting about him, and I discovered these things posthumously for him, was that when I listened to his clips, a lot of times what I learned very quickly is the men that celebrate him so much are not the men that he is talking to. He is not talking to lazy men who are neat, NEET, which are very common in like the incel community, not employed in education or training. They're just kind of ne'er-do-wells, Twitter thugging, and keyboard warriors who are very disgruntled and disillusioned about women. That's not the men who is talking to. And it's very funny to see a lot of times that men who recite the foolishness, especially among the Black men that I have seen online and come across sometimes in real life, is that they're reciting rhetoric from a person who would call them a bum and dusty. And the second thing I find extremely interesting is that him and Shira Seven are saying the same thing. Shira Seven being the sprinkle lady, except I think there's cognitive dissonance for men who hear that the message coming from a woman and they instantly disagree, but they hear it from a man and they agree. He did not believe in a man worrying about dating women if his money wasn't right. He was big on that. He called men out if they were being dusty and expecting so many things from a woman, and he was not really courting or dating a woman in exchange. He wanted something for free. He did call those men out, which is so interesting that so many men truly don't like Shira Seven. They're saying the same message. And it's mind-blowing that people don't see that. She's just not, bashing women, derogatory against women, boo, boo, boo. And I really wanted to clip specifically when he is calling men out, because he's saying the exact same things that women who have been about their own business and who have the means and the resources, etc., to take care of themselves, they are looking for a certain caliber of man. They want a man who can do for them as much as they can do for themselves. So if a man is making very little to no money, he is not a high earner, he doesn't have multiple jobs to get his financial situation together, he does not need to be focused on getting women. He needs to look at the mirror. He needs to look at himself. He needs to look at himself physically as well. That came out in the clips here as, too. Not as much as in other things I've seen him say, but Kevin Samuels wants men to grow up. He really did. And like I said, I'm by no means the biggest Kevin Samuels fan, but posthumously, I did discover some of his content where I really saw him bringing men to task, calling men to task. And this is the message that I believe more men who are really walking in a way through their life where they want to be considered leaders, where they want to be seen and respected, and they want to gain women's trust to be led by them, that are living by those tenets, they really need to speak more to the masses of men who have fallen into this drizzle, soft guy era trap, and it's a very off-putting to women. So I wanted to kick this off. I think he had some very great points that men need to follow, but adults need to follow. You need to be financially stable before you ever start really considering looking for someone to date, partner with, marry, and settle down with, because finances are important. We live in a capitalistic society. You need money for things to run. And if grown people don't understand that, they're willfully ignorant about it. So that needs to be a forefront of you living a life as an adult far before you consider dating. So I really like these clips. That's why I wanted to post it. Let me know your thoughts about some of these things. Thank you for joining me today for this episode of Ish I Saw on TikTok, Men Addressing Men's Attitudes in Dating, Part 1. Watch this video again and take some notes. Reflect on your current and former romantic situations and see if you have ever dated men who either get these concepts or those who definitely didn't and are kind of falling flat. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you're interested in working with me one-on-one, check out the links below. Also, check out my podcast, The Successful Invisible, next season, publishing soon, on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Until next time, this is your relationship coach, Janelle, signing off.